everyone, and welcome to Bourbon Battles, where I'm Joe.
And I'm Chad.
Hey, this is episode 6. You believe that?
I can.
So,
It seems like it's episode 2.
So we're having a blast with this. Believe it or not, I'm getting a lot of comments on Facebook and YouTube, and I don't know about the Instagrams. I don't know how that works.
The Instagrams will be up and running hard by the end of the week.
By the time you see this, Instagrams is going to be up and running.
It is.
So Chad's going to take care of the Instagrams. I have an app, but I don't know how to work it. I tried to look on there, and I don't know anything about it.
You don't need an app.
You don't need an app. So here's how it works, guys. I built this spreadsheet, and there's, I don't know, 50 or 60 battles on there. My wife randomly picks one, takes the 2 bottles off my shelf. She usually pulls 5 or 6, so I can't figure it out. Not that we're trying to figure it out. But she puts them in these black bags back here, and Chad and I try these blind. So Chad and I have come...
All blind.
We have no freaking clue what's in these glasses right now. And all we do is tell you what we think is the best. Now, we do try to go to some effort to match things up that should be matched up. We're not going to put Pappy Van Winkle against Ezra Brooks.
We could.
We might. And we like to do things that you can go out and buy until we decide to do things that are fun. And we're going to do a lot of that.
Until we decide to do things that you can't buy.
Yeah,
Very easily.
because we enjoy that. And I had the opportunity. Chad thinks I'm crazy, but last week I was down in Florida and went on a little bourbon hunting tour, and I was able to find some 1792 sweet wheat. And I did pay secondary prices for it. And Chad knows how much I love that sweet wheat. And then I got really lucky and found me a bottle of Parker's Heritage Orange Curacao finished.
Which I still don't understand because it's almost 3 years old.
I found it at retail.
I know.
And those were the 2 things that were at the top of my bucket list, and I found them both in the same week. So expect to see those things pop up at some point because they're fun. You can't find them everywhere, but they're fun to drink, and I want to drink them.
You got your sweet wheat.
I got my sweet wheat. So Chad and I have been drinking whiskey for a long time together. Too long. And we're going to get right into it. You guys know what we're drinking right now? We really don't have a clue.
Nope.
So,
But we'll tell you which one we think's better.
hey, real quick, if you didn't catch our last episode, I had the opportunity to do a tour down at Loaded Cannon Distilleries with Steve, the owner down there. Chad's wearing one of Steve's shirts from Loaded Cannon Distillery today. So thank you for that, Steve. Check that out if you're ever down in Florida. You want to go see those guys. Fun stuff. Great thing to do. What do you say? Let's get into it.
Sure.
Start with number 1 here. My wife poured these a little heavy. Not much ethanol. Let's just be completely transparent. This is the first episode we filmed today. And we do have a special bonus, so stay tuned to the end. And while we're sniffing on this, why don't you go there to the bottom of your page and subscribe and like our thing here on the Facebook, and find us, or on YouTube, and find us on Facebook, because that's where we release everything first. What do you think of the smell of that? Did you already taste it?
I did.
What do you think?
I don't like it. I mean, I don't dislike it, but I don't really like it that much. It's warm. Flavor's not very good, I don't feel like.
It's different. I'm confused now.
No, you've been confused.
I've been confused for years. We're going to do something new today, too, where we don't only tell you who wins, we tell you if it's not even close, this is by far the winner, or it's a lot better, a little better, or better but close. You see our cheat sheet there?
I do.
Yeah, so we're going to give you an idea of the differences here. I'm kind of along the same lines as you. I don't know about that.
We'll see. I'll try it again just to make sure.
But I'm running through things in my mind. I'm trying to think what could be on the list that I don't like, and I can't think of anything because I don't buy a lot. I do have some things I don't like, but I think this is going to be a real shocker to me. I don't think it's awful.
It's not good, I don't think. I mean, if you're trying to get into whiskey, you're not going to like it, I don't think. Maybe you would. I don't know. I wouldn't like it. I'm not that big a fan right now.
You know, I got a comment from a viewer that said, I won't listen to anything you guys got to say because I don't trust anybody's palate but my own.
But why was he watching to begin with?
That's why I think I told him to beat it.
I don't know about that, but I mean...
We're just two guys giving our own opinion. You don't like it, you don't like it. If you like what we don't like, awesome. Now this...
Yeah, my opinion's not very good, and...
I don't know what this is.
I got a significant amount of history with whiskey, but that doesn't mean my palate's good.
I don't know what this is, to be honest with you. I have no clue. But whatever it is, I don't know that I'll replace it.
It's not phenomenal?
It's not phenomenal.
Slammer.
But here's the thing about bourbon. 4 hours from now after I eat dinner, it could be good.
Well, before you go to bed, it could be good. If you drink a chocolate shake at 8 o'clock tonight and then have that, it could be good. If you eat some sweet corn for supper and then at 10 o'clock have a nightcap, it could be good. You could get up for breakfast and decide you want to be wild. It could be good.
I do that sometimes.
Yeah?
My boss might be watching this. Never on work days.
I think your boss probably knows how you are.
He knows how I am. This has me really boggled. I don't know what to think. Let's put some water in this. Maybe that'll make it glorious. Whoop. A lot of water. I think water helps it a little bit.
I don't like either one of them.
You ever tried number 2?
Mm-hmm.
Let's get into number 2 here.
I mean, I don't think they're bad, but I'm not a huge fan of either one of them. Is it phenomenal?
It's not phenomenal. Number 2's a little hotter, a little spicier, maybe.
I don't know. I think number 2 is. I don't know.
We both predicted number 2 just by the color.
Yeah. Number 2 is younger. I don't know if it's younger, but it's hotter. There's more ethanol in number 2.
Is it? I don't know. I'm really boggled. And whatever either one of these are, I think I'm a little disappointed.
Well, the thing about it is that if this is set up the way it's supposed to be, anybody should be able to acquire this fairly easily. So, especially for someone who's new, if they want to try something, my personal opinion would be, do not try either one of these. I don't know what they are, but there are many things that are better that are
most likely cheaper.
maybe I don't know.
We don't know what's in there. But here's my thing, and I think Chad's very much like I am. I like to collect whiskey because I want to have people over, and if they want to try something, I like to have it. Something unique, something they never had. I don't know that you need either one of these. You can get an awful lot of good things on your shelf that are better than this. I mean, I know what I spend on whiskeys.
I don't think number 2 is bad. I don't think number 1's bad. I don't think any of them are just terrible. I just don't know that I'm a fan.
They're not terrible. I'm ready to pick.
I'm not.
Let's try a little water number 2 here. 2 drops. They're not bad. They're not terrible. It's not repulsive. If you served this to me at your house, I'd drink it. But when I go to your house, I want something better than this.
I don't have it.
You don't have anything better than this? Chad's the one that turned me on to the sweet wheat. Cost me a lot on the secondary market.
Shut up about the sweet wheat. Nobody wants to hear about the sweet wheat.
You want to open that before when we get done with this video?
No.
I'm ready to pick.
I am too.
On 3. 1, 2, 3. We've picked the same every time. Now let's go to our little scoring system. Not even close, a little better, a lot better, a little better, or better but close. I'm going to say a little better.
So am I.
Number 2 is a little bit better than number 1.
It is. It's easier to drink, but
I feel like it's a high proof.
I didn't feel like that. It just this is number 1, whatever this is, and I apologize to the maker, but it seems pretty chemically to me, like astringent, like
Flintstone
lacquery.
vitamins.
No, just lacquery. If that's a
orange peel and peanuts.
No, yeah, cloves and cardamom.
What is a cardamom? Is it
I
like
used to wear one in
muskrat?
8th grade.
You know, one thing we want to make sure everybody understands is we don't give a red rat's ass what's on this label. And hey, let us know in the comments if you want to. We don't give a red rat's ass what's on the label T-shirt, because we're thinking about that.
That's a true story.
I'd wear one. Would you wear one?
No,
You would.
maybe, but I'm not gonna go out of my way.
Well, I'll give you one.
I might wear one if you give me one.
Yeah.
I can't afford it.
Here, at the end of the day, I'm not gonna pour either one of these down the sink.
Well,
They're not bad, but they're not great. Neither one of them.
you should never pour them down the sink because there's always somebody who comes around that likes the label or wants to drink it just because of what the label says.
Or they just never tried it.
Or they just never tried it.
If I go over to Chad's house, I only want to try things I've never tried before. Expand my horizons. You know, I had some George Stagg for $6 for a double pour down in Florida last week.
Is that right?
Junior.
There's always a caveat to what everything he says.
Hidden messages. What do you think? We both picked 2. You want to see what number 1 is?
I do. I'm going to be interested to see.
Now we're going to put up on the screen the details. You know, usually we have a lot to talk about with the whiskeys, but we don't today because I got a little bit lazy. So we'll put that up on the screen for you to see. Let's see what number 1 is. I'm very surprised, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, I am as well. Because, yeah, that's unfortunate.
Yellowstone Lost. And, man, I would have told you I really like this stuff.
Okay, so here's the deal. Anybody from Indiana or the Central Midwest or wherever, if you've ever been to Kentucky, the Limestone Branch Distillery is a smaller distillery, but it's a pretty cool distillery. I mean, they're small, but they're friendly. They have a lot to offer, and it would be worth going to if you're in the area to take a tour of the Limestone Branch Distillery. You know, Yellowstone in the past for me, I've always liked it. I love it in old fashions, but right now I'm not a fan. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm baffled. I did not expect that to come out of the bag.
Not phenomenal, huh?
Not phenomenal. And look, I kind of kicked myself in the butt. My wife and I were at a liquor store the other day, and I tried a store pick. I didn't pick it up for whatever reason, but it was good.
They have a lot of single barrel select store picks now, which I think is if you trust the store owners or whomever goes on the store pick, if you trust their palate, then a lot of times the store pick is better. But there are some places where a store pick is no better than you or me picking it.
Sometimes worse.
Right.
This is 93 proof. I did not think it drank below its proof.
It just, yeah. This time around, I wasn't a fan of it. That's all. And that's the great thing about it, doing it blind, because you never know.
I can distinctly remember with a friend sitting right here in this room a couple weeks ago saying how much I loved it. Today, I didn't think it fared well, at least against this. Let's see who won.
Hype of the label does a lot psychologically to people. Hype of the bottle, hype of the label.
So this is what won, and I'd say we weren't super crazy about it.
Well, I don't know what it is.
I don't know what to say.
I do. I like it. If somebody asked me off the street, do you like Heigold better, or do you like Yellowstone better? I would tell them Heigold every time.
I absolutely, I would say that I would pick this every time, but I'd also tell you that this is one of the best whiskeys on the market today. Now,
I don't know if I'd say that.
Today, after this, would I say it? It's 95 proof. The Yellowstone's 93 proof. They're super close. I will tell you that the the Rabbit Hole Derringer is one of my favorite bourbons on the market, bar none. It's in my top 5, but this really shocked me. And I typically think Cave Hill's a little better than Heigold, but I think I'm in the minority on that.
Yeah, I think Heigold is the best of all of the 4 Rabbit Hole expressions, including the rye. I think I prefer the Heigold, but and I preferred it over this. That doesn't mean that it's outstanding, but today it was better than the Yellowstone. And like you said, tomorrow neither one of them could be any good, or tomorrow Yellowstone could be better than anything you put it up against. I mean, that's the biggest difference in whiskey in general. I mean, what tastes good to some people one day might not taste good at all the next, or what tastes good to some people in the morning or in the afternoon might not taste good at all at night. So,
I am absolutely shocked that I didn't think that was better than it was.
drink what you like is what I say. If you don't have any idea what to buy, if you don't have any idea what to do, if you don't have any idea where to go, hopefully we can maybe give you some decent ideas on some things to purchase.
I'm a huge Rabbit Hole fan. Maybe a little less now.
It doesn't sway me one way or another. I mean, I'm a huge Limestone Distillery fan, but in the battle of Heigold versus Yellowstone, I would pick Heigold. And I think if I knew what I was drinking, I still might pick Heigold.
I would think so.
But that being said, I think the Yellowstone in an old fashioned is hard to beat. There's only 1 or 2 others I would go with in an old fashioned besides that. So.
Now, I will tell you, a lot of people watching this video are from Central Indiana.
They are.
Get down to Rabbit Hole, it's in Louisville.
Rabbit Hole's in Louisville, that's correct.
Last I heard they were closed for COVID. I don't know how that's
Not
changed.
anymore.
So they're open back up.
COVID is over as far as any business.
Jim Beam open back up.
I believe it is.
I was down at Heaven Hill, and look, I got the Heaven Hill shirt on last weekend, and line was as long as ever. So
They never closed.
they never closed. Some did. So, if you went back a couple episodes ago, we had a little bonus feature where we featured Benchmark Foolproof. That's kind of the hot topic in bourbon today. We're going to do a little bit of the same today. We're going to review a whiskey. It's not blind. We're going to tell you what we're tasting and give you our honest opinion of it, because it's kind of the hot thing in the market right now.
Well, and I'll say this about the Benchmark stuff. The Foolproof, the Top Floor, the Bottle and Bond, the Single Barrel, all of the different Benchmark expressions other than the Black Label. I think the only place you can get them right now is Indiana. So there are a lot of people who would probably watch, maybe there might be a lot of people watching this who would love to be able to try them, but they can't get them because they have to come all the way to Indiana or whatever.
Majority of our viewers are from Indiana, so
and Benchmark is a Buffalo Trace product, and so at some point it will be allocated like everything else that they sell. But I don't know if this was a test market. I don't know what Buffalo Trace was trying to do with Benchmark. But either way, that's neither here nor there. What else do we have?
I will say, when we featured the Benchmark Foolproof, we probably got more comments through different outlets and social media than anything else we've done.
And the Benchmark Foolproof, for what it is not bad.
It's pretty good.
And it could be a whole lot worse. But, we did the Foolproof. So I'm going to move these down.
Before we get into what we're going to try for our special...
People want to see this, especially people in Central Indiana or in Indiana in general.
This is a hot topic. Before I show it to you, go find us on Facebook, like and subscribe to this. And today we're going to give you a review of the 1 liter of the Kirkland Small Batch.
And for those of you that don't know, Kirkland is a Costco signature brand. However, this is distilled by Barton.
Same people as 1792.
It is the same people as it's the same people as Sweet Wheat.
It's not sweet wheat. I wish you could get sweet wheat for the price of this in a liter.
good. It's good.
So this is, everybody's talking about this Kirkland brand,
It's cheap.
Barton,
It's
because
affordable. And if you have a Costco anywhere close to you, if you're a member of Costco, if you have a family member who's a member of Costco, and you would like a bottle of this, you can get it for like $17, which is
cheap.
for Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey and a whole liter. I mean, Barton's a reputable distillery.
A lot of states you don't need a membership to buy liquor at a Costco.
And like I've said before, Barton is owned by the Sazerac Company, who owns numerous liquor distilleries and liquor producers.
So my initial thoughts on this before we get into it, and I've had some of it. I'd like to think it's not as good as regular 1792 small batch, because that wouldn't be fair.
Well, it would be fair, but I don't think it's. I think if they had, my thought would be if I owned the distillery and I was a distiller and I was picking barrels, and I picked this barrel, I wouldn't say, well, this could be 1792 small batch, but instead we're just going to sell it to Costco. I don't think that's how it works. Maybe it does, but
we'll give you our honest opinion on it here. Dumb as it sounds, I get peanuts.
Shut up.
I usually get cinnamon.
It's easy to drink. There's virtually no burn.
It's all right.
Well, yeah, it's not bad. I mean, there's no burn. Would I drink it neat? Probably not, honestly. But would I mix it? Absolutely.
It's a good mixer.
Let's be realistic. It's $17. So why wouldn't you mix it? So now, to be fair, I will drink Jim Beam on the rocks with no mixer, and Jim Beam White Label, and it just all depends what you like.
I don't know. I think I can make the statement that it's not as good as 1792 small batch, which we had on here in episode 2, I believe, against Four Roses small batch, where Four Roses won.
Four Roses was better that day.
So, look, for the price?
Well, I don't even know about for the price, but the problem is people, at least around us, are in a tizzy about it because they can't believe that Costco would have skids upon skids upon skids upon warehouses of this bourbon that's produced by Barton. But
it's new.
If you've ever been to Kroger and you have seen Old Hammer, or not Old Hammer, but Stone Mill on the shelf. Stonehammer, excuse me, I'll get it right eventually, I promise. Stonehammer on the shelf.
You want a shot of something?
No, Stonehammer is a Barton product, and it's in reference to their mill. So Barton is big enough where they make a lot of different product for a lot of different places, but it all comes out of the same distillery.
So 1 to 5, 5 being the highest, value for the cost, because we can talk about that. I put it at a 3 or 4,
Well,
3.5.
My thought would be, it all depends what I'm not drinking it neat. I'm not going to drink that bourbon neat unless I'm 135 proof into it. But to mix that, if you had a bunch of people over and you were making mixes,
Make some old fashions, bent juleps.
If someone has never drank bourbon, you could give them that because, like I said, there's virtually no burn and it's 92 proof.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. So going back to a few episodes ago where we did a special feature on Benchmark Foolproof, overall value for what it is, what's the better value, Benchmark Foolproof or Kirkland Small Batch?
Benchmark Foolproof.
Absolutely, no doubt about it. And they're not far apart on price.
I think you can get a bottle of Benchmark Foolproof for
$21.
Mid to low 20s.
And everybody says it's impossible to find in Indiana. All you gotta do is go to the liquor store and grab one.
I could take you to 5 liquor stores within driving distance of this house where we're at right now and find it everywhere.
Yeah, this Costco only, so it's a little bit hard to get your hands on.
But I will give Costco credit for this. At least they are not trying to do straight bourbon whiskey from Tennessee.
Which they used to do.
That is also a true story.
With some Dickel or something.
Well, who knows what it was, but
I think it was
the
Dickel.
Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey is good, and it's the way
Hey.
to go. I mean,
$20 out the door for a liter. I'm not mad about it.
no.
It'll
I
get-
wouldn't be mad about it.
I'll give it to guys.
You know, I think there's a lot of things you can get that are better than that for $20, but that's just my opinion.
That's a fact. But I like to have a lot of things laying around for different people to try.
Yeah, I mean, you know, people have never tried it, and people. Here's the thing: if you've never drank bourbon and you're not a Costco member, and you go to somebody's house and they've got this sitting around, they're going to be more than likely more willing to give you a drink of that than they would be to give you a drink of their
Sweet wheat.
Shut up about sweet wheat. You know,
It's my favorite.
You know, sweet wheat makes your hair fall out.
You know, we've been doing this for 5 episodes now, and we've got.
This is 6. This is episode 6, I think.
Yeah, I think this is episode 6. So hundreds of hours of views. And of everything you've said, that's probably the funniest thing you've said so far.
It's only going to get better. It
Yeah.
will only get better.
Hey, I want to encourage everybody, go in the comments right here, go in the comments on Facebook, and let us know what you want to see. Chad and I are kicking around the idea. We're going to pick 8 budget bottled in bonds.
Yes.
When I say budget, I mean budget. And we're going to have a tournament. And
I would like to do that because we have bottled and bonds everywhere, and you, the viewer, should have bottled and bonds everywhere. And
there's no better value in bourbon than some of these bottled and bonds we're going to have.
there's one in particular where I think is the best value in all of bourbon.
Now,
So
yeah, I agree with that wholeheartedly. And there's another one that's right behind it that Chad probably won't agree with. So I'm really curious to see who wins out on this tournament.
I am as well.
We're going to have 8 bottled and bonds, and it might not be in the next episode, but it's going to be coming up real soon.
We will take suggestions on bottled and bonds. If anybody has suggestions on a bottled and bond they would like to see put in the mix, we will take suggestions on it because.
But we're only doing budget bottled and bond. We don't want to hear about Old Fitzgerald bottled and bond.
Well,
That's not a budget.
No, it's not really.
We don't think McKenna's a budget. It's very hard to find in
It
Indiana.
is, unfortunately. But, you know, McKenna 3 years ago would have been a great bottle of bond. But, yeah, you can't put McKenna 10 year.
Sorry, Dan. No McKenna in that.
But there are a lot of bottle and bonds that you can get anywhere that are really cheap and really affordable. And there are a couple that are exceptionally good.
There's one specifically that I would drink every day.
But I don't really want to talk about it because it's going to disappear.
We're not going to talk about it. Hey, remember everybody, drinking bourbon's supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be something you do with your friends to relax and have a good time. Please don't drink and drive.
It is definitely not worth it.
So, hey, as we alluded to the description, if you saw this on Facebook, like this, share it on Facebook, and you get entered to win a prize. It's a really good prize. So,
What kind of prize is it? I don't know anything about it.
it's a custom Maker's Mark bottle. It says Bourbon Battles on it.
Oh, yeah. We do that. Yeah, we're going to have custom Maker's Mark bottles that say Bourbon Battles on
We've got them. I just haven't done it yet. So if you've lasted 28 minutes and
Did
39
you just say
seconds,
if you've wasted?
if you've wasted the last 29 minutes of your day,
You're such an idiot.
go through the procedure, go to Facebook, like and share that post. Let us know that you've subscribed to YouTube, and we're going to send somebody a bottle of Maker's Mark with our Bourbon Battles on it. Logo, name, whatever you want to call it. Really cool label to put on your shelf. What do you think about that? Do you even have one?
No,
You need one.
probably.
I have one. I don't have the bottle yet. I have all the labels. So do that. We're gonna get you a free bottle of bourbon. How do you get any better than that?
Well, a free bottle of bourbon's about the best you can get. I mean, for hitting a little button on the computer.
And I ain't gonna lie, Maker's Mark's about as good as it gets in my book. It's one of my favorites.
Your story, tell it however you want.
It's my story. Till next time, I'm Joe.
And I'm Chad.
Drink responsibly, and we'll see you next time.
Thanks, guys.